Welcome to the Engineering Emotions and Energy Podcast. I'm your host, Justin Wink. Today, we're going to be talking about commitment. No, not necessarily marriage commitment. Commitment to, well, just about anything you want to be committed to in life. Is there something that you wish could be different? Something that you want, but you don't quite yet have? Like maybe that's improved health. Maybe that's different friends or a relationship, or maybe this is career or money related. And if there's something you don't have, I would hazard to guess that you haven't been the person who's been committed to having it, no matter what. Because pretty much anything we want in life is 100% attainable, because I doubt that there's anything you can think of that you want that somebody in this world doesn't already have, because often that's how we decide we want something. We see, well, somebody else has a really happy relationship. I'd like a really happy relationship. Sometimes we do have a genuine spark of inspiration. And just the fact that you had an inspiration, that you came up with something and visualized it and know you want it, means that it's totally possible. Because a lot of stuff in life has been like that, where at one point there were no airplanes. The Wright brothers had a vision of airplanes and they made airplanes happen. Now we just take it for granted that airplanes are a possibility and that you can get from point A to point B in less than 24 hours anywhere on this planet, which is really, really freaking cool. So if anything that you want is totally possible, what's missing? And one of the big factors is going to be the commitment, that making this happen is 100% non-negotiable. There just is no way. Nothing's going to get in your way. It will happen. And when you're not being a person that's 100% committed, then there's going to things that are going to come at you and throw you off your game, and you're going to end up where you've always been, which is not having that thing that you want. So let me relate a recent story of myself where I've found commitment to get me what I want, and that I got thrown a lot of challenges in the process. And as a result of those challenges and my commitment, I feel even better about myself that go beyond just what I was committed to, which was my health, my physical health. So I've been battling a number of physical pains over many years. So in the past, I've had hip sciatica, hamstring pain on my right side. It started about 8 or 9 years ago after I did some very intense wakeboarding. And then I've also had this weird mercurial pain in my left shoulder, mid back area that just kind of moves all over the place. And it's really interrelated to about, I don't know, we've been identified with various massage therapists, physical therapists, probably about, 8 to 10 different muscle groups that are kind of involved in this pain. And then there's also just been sort of my physical energy, like that, over maybe I can't even remember feeling super energized on a consistent basis of just like, let me get the coffee. Let me try to work myself up to enjoy things and not get frustrated and try to get through the day. And so I really wanted to get rid of my physical discomforts, and I wanted to improve my mood and my energy levels. So I was committed to this. So what are some steps I'd taken? So one is, for the physical pains, physical therapy, and been following the instructions very, very closely. And part of the instructions for the physical therapy have been, no forward folding, no putting the spine into flexion, which is forward folding. And if maybe you've done a lot of yoga, maybe you've never done yoga, either way, the important thing to know is that most modern yoga is probably 50% or more of forward folding. So as someone that does yoga pretty often, I had to learn to be the weird person in the back corner that is skipping half of the yoga moves and just avoiding what I know causes me pain, aggravation, and to continue to stay stuck, which was in that pain, because I wanted to be someone who is healed and pain-free and living without pain. So getting used to that, then along the front of the mood and energy levels, I went and I consulted with a functional nutritionist, and did a food sensitivity test, and turned out that what I was eating when I was eating what I considered healthy, because I definitely would go in and out of periods where I would know I'm eating unhealthful foods, like lots of like, oh, I love chocolate, sweets, pizza, waffles, muffins. They're delicious. They're fantastic. Just I know that they are not nourishing my body and helping me be the optimal me that I can be. Um, and so when I would be eating healthy foods, what I would consider healthy foods, it's like eating some chicken, almond milk, eating almonds, lots of eggs, good healthy proteins, asparagus, peppers. Yet I always found it really hard to maintain, my healthy diet. Like, it's like it would seem better, but just not. So I go do the food sensitivity test, and son of a bitch, just about every food that I eat when I'm eating quote unquote healthy shows up as me having a possible sensitivity to. Eggs was the biggest one, but then nightshades, which is, you have the peppers and tomatoes and eggplant, those showed up. Almonds, so almond milk's got to be out. Even chicken showed up. Garlic, carrots, asparagus. I was like, oh my gosh, like most of my favorite foods. Dairy, so cheeses, and then of course grains like barley, wheat. That was definitely on there. So the nutritionist, she's like, I think let's put you on a carnivore diet because meat is highly, very low on the inflammatory scale. So let's, put you on, you could have some nuts like macadamia, cashew, I believe. Let's avoid peanuts. Let's keep it to, beef, high quality pork. You can do some seafood, and then, I got a shake that you can do to make sure you have enough nutrients and things like that. And so it's like, all right, so the past 30 days, I started this June 1st, been on a carnivore diet. So, pretty much all meat, all seafood, and just avoiding vegetables. And it weirds and bothers the shit out of people. They're like, what do you mean? It's like, like I had to go to a restaurant. Like I would like a hamburger, just plain, no sauce, uh, no bun, no vegetables, and it usually takes a couple rounds. And even if but then I just eat the meat, and I'll often ask for a side of butter because that's delicious. So I found lots of ways to make this really, really enjoyable for me. And then I have to explain it to people. I don't have to, I choose to, but I also choose to stick to my diet. And recently I had a men's yoga camp that came up. This is something that I signed up for pre-COVID. So it's been 2 years since I signed up for this thing. Um, and I was like, oh shit. Like I don't really do all the yoga poses. And then I asked about the food, and I was like, is there going to be meat options? They're like, well, actually it's mostly vegetarian. And I was like, well, if you get any meat, it's not eggs and not chicken, I'll eat it. Otherwise, I'll bring plenty of options and things like that. And so it was just really, really, quite the experience being somewhere. And, there's 20 people and we all get to talking. And so basically I had to explain myself over 20 times of, how come you're not eating the other food? How come you have a meat patty, or why do you have some salmon? And I had to explain what I just explained to you about, well, I've, had the sensitivity test, and it's been really, since I've gone carnivore diet, I've been having much better mood. I've been feeling more energetic, and I've been able to reduce weight. And then, oh, well, why haven't, oh, I see you're not doing all the moves. Why are you, not doing downward dog? And it's like, well, I had this pain, and since I've been with a physical therapist, and I've been having less pain, and it's been great, and everything's getting better. So that's why I've been avoiding this move until I kind of learn how to do it in a safe way that is pain-free for my body. And so both of that feeling of being different and then getting a attention, these were all things that I've spent most of my life avoiding. It's like I do, if you're different and getting attention, something bad's probably going to happen to you. It's not going to be good. So I spent most of my life trying to be, appear like everybody else so that I could just be in the background, not get an attention, so that, no trouble, so that things just go smooth and I just, fade into the background. Like, am I even here? You don't know. Who even knows this guy? Must be okay. Like nothing bad happened. So no big deal. So um, these are all things that I've traditionally feelings I've wanted to avoid. Yet because I was so committed to my health, to being pain-free, and to having a diet that would be optimal for my energy levels and for my mood, because I made that the number one priority above avoiding attention and above being different, I figured a way through those. And afterwards, like people are coming up with like, dude, that's really cool that how disciplined you were, that you were able to, stay to what you said you were going to eat and do what you're going to do. So one, I was an example to others. Two, I'm proud of myself for that. And then three, I got to experience it. Oh, even if I'm different and I get attention, I'm still alive. I'm still okay. And in many ways, I'm better off for it. And then the biggest thing is that I get what I'm committed to, where I've got my, improved health and the much reduction in pain still, whereas when in the past I hadn't been totally committed, I would go, well, I just want to make everybody else happy. I just want to go with the flow. I want to make it easy. And who pays the price? I pay the price. I pay the price, and nobody else even gives a shit. That's the thing that I really, really sunk in for me, is that people are a little flustered that I'm, going against, but they quickly get over it. They like go, oh, okay, sounds good, and they move on to whatever they want to move on to, and they're fine, and I'm fine. So I was making all this sacrifice, and it was definitely hurting me. And was it really helping other people? Not really. And now I'm in a much better position to be able to help others, because I'm now an example of how you can commit to something and get through it. And so it's going to be much more easy for me to teach others. And since I know I can do it, I know you can do it too. So what in your life do you want? And what do you have to be committed to make that happen? And a lot of times we think, oh, well, I'll do it. I'll do it when I'm motivated or when the conditions are right. And that is it's completely backwards. The commitment has to come first, and then the motivation, and then the circumstance. You'll find a way to make the circumstances work out. And because in fact, as my story shows, out of 2+ years, this freaking yoga camp shows up right in the middle of my carnivore diet time. Like out of that whole window could have been before or after, yet it's right in the middle of the thick of things where it's the most challenging. So the more you're ready for, there could be some challenges and that's okay, that you're someone who can just find ways to work with the challenge because you're committed to getting what it is that you want. You'll find a way to get what you want. So whatever that is, I'd love for you to let me know what that is in either, on my Facebook or my Instagram, or shoot me an email, podcast@justinwink.com. What are you committed to? And, if you have any questions on, how do you get started, let me know, and we can get this going together, because I want you to get what you want, because when you win, we all win. We really, really do. So that's it for today's show. Again, find me on social media, podcast@justinwink.com. Subscribe to this. It really does help. And tell a friend, let a friend know, hey, there's this guy Justin Wink, Ph.D., got his Engineering Emotions Energy podcast. Tune in. Get some good stuff, got some good stories. He's fun guy. And all he wants to do is, help you be a little bit more relaxed, have a little bit more energy in your life, and, live the life with passion. That's all we're doing here. No big deal. So that's it. Thanks for listening, and good day.